Welcome to Pro-Am Sim Racing, Race 4, and this week we're at Watkins Glen. So we're flying through the pro field at the moment. So we've seen our MX-5s now in the middle of the field, and we're getting right to the back here. We've got our Supra, and of course we've got Gforce in his Nissan Silvia. And then flying through the AMs here, so we're seeing we've got a very similar kind of picture, and with Speedy, Sparky and XY101 right at the back, having done so well in previous races.
Now the pros are off. It's very close here where you can barely see what's going on through all this fog.
That's it. It's going to be a strange race tonight, that we've got quite a lot of fog going on at Watkins Glen. We've mixed up the weather for the season, of course. This will be a bit of a strange experience now, and of course it's going to affect the entire race having that fog.
It's just very grey as we go down the first corner and the second corner up the hill there through the chicane. All reasonably close to one another.
So Matt Gale and Pro-Am Jim, they've both lost 4 places really early on. They're not going to be happy with that. So that's one of our Evos and our Subaru Imprezas really early on, losing loads of ground. Had an invisible car right at the back there. That's Rimdanisia. It was right at the back of the field. There's obviously something going on there. He's gone down to 15th, so dropped 6 places. Don't know what's happened to his car, but usually if a car is looking transparent, there's been an issue. It's either he's within a menu possibly, or he's rejoining the track having come off and he's ghosted his vehicle. So looking at the pro cars at the moment, Ross Dalton seems to be making a bit of a run for it. He's definitely getting away from Kiwi. Kraken up in 3rd, Toyhead in 4th.
Kraken's falling back down now. Yeah, look, there's been a crash in the wall there.
There has. So Kraken all the way down into 13th. That's it. Kraken's lost 10 places there. Matt Gale losing 7. It's a shame that we didn't get to see what that was. That looked a bit of a tasty incident there, which is not great for those cars. That's a really big problem. So up with the AMs now, and we're watching XY making a bit of progress. So he's up into 12th now, and of course he started in 14th. So Sparky's had a problem, has he?
He's just recovered now, but Sparky were off when we came into that shot there.
The pack's still in some parts too wide, but the pack's really tight at the moment. Obviously still second half of the first lap, so it's to be expected having that nice tight pack there, and a bit of a 4-way battle going into the last section. And then
Kiwi tired.
That's it. So U-Tight and that Nissan 300 Fairlady Z, incredibly quick car, really got some legs. He's picked an interesting car, says the is he the only one in the field that's picked that, I think, as well. Really unusual car to pick. Initially during pre-season testing, it didn't seem like it was a particularly competitive car, but he's getting every ounce of speed out of it. But we know, of course, U-Tight is a quick drive regardless, so I think we could put him in something in the category below and it'd still be competitive, to be honest.
Yeah, that's very much true. Now uphill we go. There's fast left-hander onto the right, and then we're down the straight. Podium Pro-Am Neo, going in the bus stop chicane here. Well,
yep, looked like Neo was going to take his nose off then going into that.
Pro-Am Neo brought the fog lights.
Do you know what? He needed to lose a bit of PI, clearly. He just thought he'd slam them on and try and fake a little bit of PI loss.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could actually toggle them on and off so you could use them. It's very foggy out there, you could do with some lights.
That's it, exactly. Maybe that's something that Turn 10 are going to have a look at some stage. So Neo getting closer to Kiwi in that RX-7. Kiwi's got the legs on the straights, of course, but we know Neo, when he's on the brakes and corner, and of course he's normally going to have the edge on most of our drivers, particularly some of our newer ones. So Kiwi similar to Toyhead, a recent join to the league, so a recent entrant. And then we've got, let's say, 7 cars, very close. 7 cars within about 2 seconds of each other there.
There's the tight bunch field there.
Yep. So this is Scurry, and he's having a bit of a run on Sprout, so he's right up his bumper. Sprout's already lost 2 places, starting very close to the front.
Going down that straight in that Honda though is
I think
just pull off.
Yep, he's definitely got the straight line speed, but Scurry's going to have him in the corners, I should say.
Mazda versus Mazda further back there. We've got Blue Laps and Speedy going side by side down into corner 1 here. Oof. It's close to leave room.
It is, and you know what? 3 cars getting through that first corner because it's a very, very quick sweeping corner. So lovely sweeping bend there. So yeah, they did well keeping that clean. 3 into 1 doesn't go. There's only 1 racing line there that was going to work, wasn't there, realistically? So that to give them each other a fair bit of room.
Yeah, equal and respective driving.
And that's of course something that we're really proud of with Pro-Am Sim Racing. We've got some absolutely fantastic drivers, and of course racing etiquette is number 1. Alright, we all want to enjoy the races, but of course there's got to be that respect that's given during the race. So if you're side by side with a driver, you've got to leave cars width either side of your car if you're battling with someone. XY's made a bit of progress, so he started second from the back, so he's up 7 places now. So an incredible performance so far.
Yeah, he just got long strengths in the bus stop there.
Yeah, it's a second away from R51. So it's 8 places up, apologies. Alright, so 8 places up now. R51, 6 places up, within a second of that car in front now. Nebnodda's had a bit of a challenging race so far, so he's down from starting at the front, down 6 places. So that's the Evo just in front of him. He's gone well wide as well. He's just almost like he's letting past, of course not deliberately, but he's gone really wide around that corner and he's just got eaten alive. So Ben's not going to be happy with that, but it's all about keeping that one tight and getting the right line. So the line on that corner is really important.
Yeah, it's very precise corners.
And that's it. And Lofty, of course, that Toyota GT86, incredible car. I, for one, very jealous and wish I'd picked that car as well instead of the Impreza.
We can't all just like you pick what you picked.
That's it. That's it. No take backsies. So we're back with Gforce again. Easily past Kiwi there. So I think Kiwi stayed wide, knowing that it would be a losing battle. So over defending there cost them both time. It'd be pointless when he can just slip in behind him and try and gain maybe half a second in that draft, I guess. And at least just see the best line as well. So yeah,
he's making mincemeat out of everybody.
That's it. Yeah, I feel like a broken record talking about Gforce, the way he eats up the rest of the field. But I mean, he needs some more success ballast, doesn't he? I think he's winning a little bit too easily there, so we need to do something very unfair and punish him, I think.
It's against the sporting conduct.
That's it. XY and R51 is getting closer, so XY is getting much closer now, so he's within a third of a second now, so 3/10. I think he's going to go for it on the inside. Bit of a, didn't quite get him in the braking there. No, he's closed the door, so he slammed that door shut, but I did expect that
Will Tonka be cheeky here and follow him?
I thought XY was going to go late on the brakes and give it a go, but he didn't.
Will Tonka's just going to get him out. You have to pick the pieces up anyway.
And it's great to see Speedy there in 7th, so looking 2 cars behind. That's the MX-5 that we're talking about there in the dark blue. So it's right up behind there, so there really isn't much of a gap between those cars in the midfield. And Lou Laps, another very quick driver. slight touch of the bodywork there, just between Nebnodder and New Laps. Of course, Rubbin's racing. We give each other some room, but
Flash is getting Nebnodder now.
oh, there we go.
Flash is coming up the inside here.
Yeah, Flash has got him there. Yeah. So there's a couple of times Nebnodder's just gone a little bit too wide. He needs to hold his line.
Is he carrying damage already?
I don't think he is. I think it's just going wide. It's not the easiest car to drive, and this is, of course, from experience. So I'd pick the Evo as well. It was a really difficult car to drive, but it's, as you say, that choice was made, and it really was the Max Power fans sort of wet dream early on, going for that one. So it is what it is, whether it was the right choice or not. And then Lofty's got the legs on.
This is a taste of battle, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got this the other way around. Tonka's come on upon Lofty here.
Let's have a look. I think he has.
Yeah.
So Lofty in that GT86, it just looked like he had him there into that corner, and as they were side by side, I'm not quite sure why he pulled out of it, because it looked like he absolutely had him banged to rights there, but he was on the outside of that corner, but it didn't look like there was any contact. Whether he just lost a little bit of traction, possibly just on the exit. And then there was 3 abreast there in the Anfield with XY. Oh, throwing it up the inside. That wasn't judged very well there on Bubble. So quite rightly he's pulled out of there. XY absolutely wouldn't keep an overtake like that had he have made it in that sort of way. So quite rightly pulled out of that there, having made contact with the car in front.
Scurry just goes off.
Oof, yep.
Loses it on the curb there.
Yep, and Scurry's falling down the
back.
pack, yeah. So I hope that's not catastrophic damage for that car. He's still in 9th at the moment, no 10th. So I'm hoping he manages to recover, but he may well be nursing that car back to the pits now with some damage.
We'll tell. We'll see how far he gets.
Yeah. So that's going to be really tough for him now after he was up fighting with the big boys at the... and we got another
51's got a slide on.
He's held it, but he's lost two positions while he's done that. So I think...
It's starting to go dark now, isn't it? It's just cooling down. The track's already slippy. And
yeah, I think you've called it. It's exactly what's affecting their tyres, isn't it? The grip that they had at the very, very start, they're losing that now. So as the sun's starting to go down, potentially, we're starting to see just a bit of that, the sort of grip that they had there, being lost.
Gforce there takes 2nd place.
Yep. So U-Type's not going to give up easily with that one. Really quick, of course. And in some races, of course, we see that U-Type really does have the edge on Gforce as well. But let's see. Now he's in his draft. Let's see whether he's going to be able to do something about it, and if he's going to try and fight back, or if he's going to use that slipstream to just turn himself around a bit and try and just make hay, as it were. Let's see. Kraken's recovered up to 6th there. Toyhead staying in 5th. That's going to be an interesting battle between those two. Toyhead, of course, is going to have a massive advantage there when it comes to straight line speed and acceleration compared to Kraken's Evo.
Scurry's not having a good race tonight, is he? He's in barrier again there.
So it's, yeah, he's having an absolute mare, isn't he? Has his tyres gone off, do you think?
It's quite possible. Is he trying to push this off too far?
See, I don't know. But I mean, that's his race ruined, isn't it? So it's a real shame to see someone so quick now, and he's in 14th. So yeah, real shame to see that. So Scurry's an incredibly fast driver. But say Simon's going to have... I know he'll be disappointed with his performance there tonight, so we're going to hope he makes a bit of a recovery. So he's going to pit in, I think, but at the minute he's got a 30-second deficit from the leader there, so that's going to be hard to make up. Going to be a bit of work. So the best he can do there, maybe a couple of positions.
Let's take a moment here to talk Sprout. Sprout here in the lead, lap 7.
Yeah, he's held that really well, hasn't he? So
he's having a good race here.
Bubble's closing on him, so a rate of knots here, so he's got it to under a second.
He's in the pits now with Sprout. So yeah, we could take a minute to talk about Sprout.
Yeah, he's made the right choice though, coming off those soft tyres at this stage. They're not going to last more than 7 laps, so those that are trying to stay out for lap 8 are going to really struggle. And I think you're going to start to see that with some of the cars really mixing it up now, between lap 7 coming off the soft into the medium tyre. But those that do stay out for the 8th lap, they're going to struggle. Some of them are going to get eaten up now as well. So Speedy right up the back end of XY there. So 0.175 of a second.
His tyres must be gone.
Yeah, his tyres are utterly gone. And given how narrow they are as well, yeah, he's going to get eaten alive here if he's not careful. Let's see. I say Bubble, he's lost a little bit of time to Sprout. So Sprout had that early pit. So he's definitely managed to get that undercut, and he's done that beautifully. So he's kept that lead now, and he's come back out the pits. Bubble lost a second to him. So he's definitely picked the right spot. I would say strategy-wise, Sprout's utterly on it for this race at the moment. It's his race to lose. But Bubble is catching him about half a second a lap currently, looking at the timing screen. So Speedy did get past R51 as well, but it's marginal at the moment. They're still within about 0.7 of a second. So that's 7/10 though. Half a... Oh, where are we now? Okay, he's just lost that advantage that he was just getting now. R51 on Speedy, just he was starting to close up. See, a penalty's popped up as well for R51, so I don't know whether he's gone wide and perhaps left the track at all. And Forza's deemed him to have taken a bit of an advantage. Whether he has or not doesn't really matter.
It was clearly lost because I was trying down the inside here.
Yeah. Speedy's got him. Speedy's got that position now, so he's doing well.
As long as we're in the corners, we're just going to just keep it on anyway.
Yeah.
It's very squirrely that is 2000 of R51s.
Yeah. Speedy's kept it really clean this race. I've got to give him credit for this as well. There are races where he gets his elbows out, and you know, there's a few people quite rightly that cry foul when that happens, but he's absolutely just driving the nuts off that car at the moment. He's doing really well, and he's kept it extremely clean. So Utah's still behind Gforce here, so he's looks like about a second behind.
Where's Gforce, Annie?
Yeah, so about a second behind, 10 seconds behind the leader, Toyhead, who again, surprisingly, he's flying up at the front. Pit stops are of course going to have a bit of an effect on this, aren't they?
Yeah, Toyhead, Ross Dalton, 40, I don't think have pitted yet. Oh, Ross Dalton has pitted, but 40 and his dad have not pitted.
Yep, so Toyhead hasn't pitted, and that explains that lead. So he's stayed out, but the other cars are going to be reeling him in there. But of course, if he hasn't pitted in yet, he's going to be on the mediums, which means those softs are going to go on. And is he going to have that fast car? Now it's getting colder at night as well, those soft tyres, that's the tyre to be on. It's going to hold the heat much better, given that grip that he needs. So, judging at the moment, pit's going to be, what, is maybe 20 seconds, Matt, do you think? He's going to come out in 12th, I think. If he pits now, Toyhead...
Oh, this is quite a short pit lane, it might be about 80. Let's
see. I've got a feeling he's going to end up coming out at about 12th position when he finally pits in. So let's have a look at that one. But of course, being on the soft tyre at the end, he's going to get some overtaking done. I would have thought. Definitely a more conservative driver though, Toyhead. So whether he's going to get to the sort of back best of the rest, up in sort of 12th, 13th sort of place and hold position, or if he's going to get fighting, so it remains to be seen. A little bit of a push there.
51's headed in the pits there.
So Lofty just rear-ended him slightly there on that corner. Probably didn't expect him to just brake and cut in towards the pit there, I imagine, because he's broke a little bit more than he would usually to get into the pit lane. So it's probably caught him off guard slightly there. So a couple of cars at the, so there's a lot of penalties that are on the screen at the moment, but just looking at the second and third, they've both got 0.2 of a second penalties. So U-Tight's now got round his dad.
One sliding by in the cold and the dark and the fog.
And that's it. And visibility is only going to get harder now. So that fog's not going anywhere. And now it's dark. So it really is going to make the race a little bit more interesting. But I would say those drivers, let's see, have we looked at Neo's spotlights? Has he got the fog lights on? I haven't managed to see him yet.
We haven't been back on board with Neo, no.
To see whether we get to see him in the rest of this race now. So the race is starting to draw to a bit of a close now. So we're going to get another couple of laps.
Speedy and blue laps are still fighting. Oh no, that's not Speedy and blue laps, it's Sprout and blue laps.
This is Lou Laps having overtaken Sprout, yeah. So Sprout, he's done really well. So we were talking about, he was doing really well at the very start. He was leading for a little while. Of course, he's pitted in now, and he's still in that battle for 5th and 6th. So they're just in and out a little bit on those corners. But it tends to be, I think, the end of the straight where that S2000 just got the legs, hasn't it? But Sprout's not just letting him run away, definitely. Although he has gone a bit wide on that corner just there where he's lost a couple of tenths.
Let's see what happens now when the top 3-4 pit now.
Yeah, he's lost a couple of tenths there, Sprout, so I think the advantage that he had there being right up his bumper and getting just a little bit of a draft from him, he's lost that now, so he's at 8 tenths away now. So I think we're going to see him disappear off behind while Lou Laps goes off in search of somebody else ahead and trying to get another position.
Absolutely. So third place now, Lou Laps. Speedy ahead of him, just going up the around the left hand bend at the top of the hill there.
Yeah, it's the pit stops, isn't it? So this is we're sorting out the rest of the pack now, getting closer to our sort of end race positions now. We've lost the driver at the back, so we've lost Tonka, so he's DNF'd. Not sure the circumstances with that, whether it was a crash. We didn't see it on the replay actually, so we don't know. Lofty Langshanks has joined him now with his DNF as well, in that Toyota GT86, so no idea what's happened with those two drivers. You may well see see if they're in a wall somewhere, but so we didn't get to see that whatsoever. So Indonesia, he's a whole lap down at the moment. One of our newest drivers to the AM field, so gaining a bit of experience with the other drivers at the moment. Definitely struggling, and I would say being a lap down, that isn't because someone's slow generally. I think it's fair to say
no, he's
had some accidents, hasn't he?
He was paused at the beginning, if you remember.
So he was our transparent car, was he, at the beginning? So there's been some sort of connection issue for him. I was thinking perhaps it's been some kind of a crash or something maybe. So looking at our top 6 within the pros now, so Ross Dalton, he's still well ahead, so 9.7 seconds ahead of Gforce. We've got U-Type, and then Neo and Jim, both in those Subaru Imprezas. Very even drivers. Oh, just looking at U-Type, going well off the track there as he's chasing Gforce, trying to get that second place. And it's within 2 seconds. Gforce has got a 2-second penalty, so at the moment, if they finish this distance from one another at the moment with this interval we've got right now, U-Type will get second place because of the 2-second penalty that will be taken at the finish line. So Kraken's overtaken Jim into 5th place there. We can't quite see that car because there's still a bit of a gap between those packs.
They're quite way in front here really, aren't they? These two from everyone
They
else.
are, and they're in a different league anyway, aren't they, really? So when we look at the drivers in the sort of top 3, top 4, and then of course the mid-pack, they are very different skill levels, aren't they? As we see in, when we're looking at different disciplines, even things like Formula 1, you get a very similar kind of sort of break in the field, don't you? Between you sort of top 3, top 4, top 5, and then beyond that you've got your midfield, and then of course the best of the rest, and of course your back markers. So Kiwi now down in 13th. He's lost 12 places. He's definitely in the realms of being a back marker at the moment. And Gazor down in 12th has had some real issues as well. So he's got a bit of a penalty at the minute as well. But he's definitely had an issue. And I would say it's making that transition to the wheel. We talked about that a little bit last race, didn't we? He's made that transition. We're not expecting him to be particularly quick now. Very quick driver, very consistent driver. And he would absolutely tell you so himself. Very outspoken. However, moving to a wheel is not an easy task. So we see our standings and how we've mixed them up a little bit now. So the pros, we've got Ross Dalton, managed to keep first. U-Tight in second, Gforce took third. And then the AMS, XY, Lou Laps and R51. So looking at the drivers, we've got Gforce, 179 points, Gazor 144, and M Sport 135, X1 191, Sparky 149, and R51 on 138. Join us next time when we're going to jump off into race 7 as it happens, which is Spa-Francorchamps. See you then.